like, she just hates Donald Trump like any sensible person, and she was like, Donald Trump, sure he was shagging that Stormzy. Did you say this happened 9 days ago? And I was like, yeah. And they showed me the x-ray, and your kneecaps in pieces, like.
Fucking hell.
It looked a bit like black pesto, and it was called Satan shit, right?
Hello and welcome back to RE Podcast episode 66. We, as always, are sponsored by Prize Royale and Monte Carlo and Love Pizza. But today there's something different with my two co-hosts for once. There's something's changed. I don't quite know what's happened, but welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Also great to be here again.
Welcome back. You're a flying visit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm joined by TALAL, JOMAR and Mr. Ian Thompson. You're probably wondering what happened to our other two guest hosts, so I probably need to explain. Sean is currently in America celebrating 9/11, and Pete was invited to play football by Sean Hegarty, where as soon as he arrived on the pitch, Sean Hegarty proceeded to kneecap him, so to take him out of the comedy game for a while.
I'm like what you get if you order Pete Giffen from Harrods.com. Anyway, like, so.
The posh, refreshed Pete Giffen.
No, I've never actually had the opportunity to say that on stage after he does his bit about being a fucking
Gaddis lookalike.
Off Wish.com, but I was like, there was one night I think I was on before him, and I was like, I really want you to do that first so I can say fucking I'm a Pete Giffen from Harrods.
Yeah, that's his like line. Like Pete since he started still does the thing like, I'm pretty new to stand-up comedy. You're like, right, you're coming up to 2 years, lad. You need to knock it in the head.
It's the same thing with my kids. It's like, oh, my daughter's 8, or my daughter was 5 and my son was 8 for a good 6 years. Like, and then people would say, how old are your kids? And I'd be like, fuck, don't know, like 13 and 11 or something.
22, 24, something like that. Yeah. Roe Boyle has the thing where he says, oh, my son's 10, and he realises he's been doing that joke for 5 years because his son's 15 now.
I know. Well, funny, I was talking to Damo Clark about it, and he was like, he has a bit about his baby. And he's like, it's going to get to the stage where I'm talking about my baby, and he's sitting in the front row with a beard looking at me like
vaping away with a fucking
Did you see they're actually going to ban vapes?
Seriously?
Seen it on Twitter.
Disposable ones.
The disposable ones are going to get rid of them.
Man, they should. Honestly,
100%.
It's, well, are you still vaping?
No, I packed it in the head. It was a hard 2 months of addiction and stuff, but
just sticking to the cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine and heroin on the weekends. But Cat, I've been feeling frisky. But it was just about too much. It was just like I was just dropping £6 everywhere I went. I was like,
I know. Yeah.
I was also on the vape swale, and I was like, this is great, and then realised I actually seen somebody coming out of a shop that looked like me.
What?
Vaping. Might have been that guy. And I was like, that's how ridiculous I look.
Is it?
That's how stupid I look.
I think Phil Schofield knocked it in the head.
You just went back to the fags. So you look
I think no matter how cool I thought I looked, I'd see myself in the mirror raking a pink lost pineapple vape or something, and I'm like, this is something.
Yeah, you look stupid. You look stupid.
And you did crack the best joke out of me, but I kept being like, what flavour are you on today? And you'd be like, I'm a 5 a day.
red apple ice, one of my five a day.
And I kept doing it around Sean McAlevey. Just stole your joke. Kept doing it around Sean McAlevey, and he was like, that's not funny. He goes, it gets less funny every time you do it. And I was like, so one time we were in a
What
gig.
flavour is it? 5 a day?
Yeah. And I found it.
So the flavour of the vape was red apple.
Right.
And he's like,
right.
What are you on? I was
That
like, I'm
makes
on
sense.
red apple. It's one of my 5 a day.
Yeah.
That's just kind of
I get it now.
jokes I bring to the stage, you know.
That's a classic TALAL. That's classic.
Yeah. Come
someone heckles you, one in the chamber, 5 a day. Got my vape here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they're gonna. That's gonna. But I would be a bit of a conspiracy head, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I said at the time, what they're doing is everybody's smoking these vapes. People who have never smoked in their lives are smoking them. They're now all addicted to nicotine. So now they've ripped them away. People are going to still be addicted to nicotine, so what they're going to do, buy cigarettes, highly taxable goods.
When is the ban coming in?
Save the economy.
When does the ban come in, do you know?
Oh, I said when's the big bang? When's the ban coming in? I don't know. I don't know.
I think Scotland are further along than anyone else. But man, you see fucking I've to do litter picks the odd time at work, and it's like the #1 thing you get now is
disposables.
Lost Marys, the wee fucking condom packet that they come in.
Nice.
And the empty boxes. They're like, and then the fucking nappy that comes off the arse of it.
Oh, the wee thing that people...
The wee sticker.
That's right.
They're over everywhere. Like.
All over bins as well. People put them in.
People all over the bins, yeah.
My flatmate was at like a proper posh festival in London, and said that everyone there, they had a ban on disposable vapes, so they did. and everyone else was just smoking cigarettes in because like they wanted like the environment friendly, but instead people were just raking fags or smoking grass.
What was the fucking posh festival? What was it, the proms?
No, it's like Loyal Connor, who's just posh rap you're gonna get, I think. Rapping about being a vegetarian and loving his ma. And then you've got Boy Genius, which is, what's her name? She went with Paul Mescal. She's well famous for singing. Phoebe Bridgers, her band as well. And then a load of other indie bands that like, I like indie stuff, but he was talking, it was too weird for me. Like,
yeah, Loyal Connor is a weird one because at first I loved his first few songs that he released, and then it all just sounds the same.
You know, I liked him until I seen him in a Rangers top, and I was like, oh fuck, shit, like,
Who he's talking about?
Loyal Connor, he's a rapper, but he
never an English rapper,
real like London sort of middle class, but he's class for his first album. Really thought this guy's a man of the people. We are the people. He's fucking running about the Rangers stuff. I was like, fuck's sake.
I like him again.
It's like when it's like him when someone put up why would Stormzy ever cheat on Maya Jama, and then my cousin tweeted a photo of her in a Rangers top. He's like, that's why.
Fuck my ma, like she's a wee bit senior now, but she said something a while ago about like she just hates Donald Trump like any sensible person, and she was like, Donald Trump, sure he was shagging that Stormzy.
That's great.
I just had this image in my head of fucking Donald Trump. You like that, don't you?
Stormzy going big bucks. Shut up.
Man said chop.
There's like one of my granddad told me where he had all his golfing buddies when they just retired to his apartment in Spain, and there's one of the fellas that never left Northern Ireland before, and he said like we're going to a tapas bar, and they all got changed, and he said, right Pat, we're going to a tapas bar, you coming? And the fella was like, no, I'm not coming. He wouldn't leave the room, and my granddad was like, why are you not coming? Hurry up, tapas bar. And he went, nah, my wife wouldn't like it, she'd hate it. Topless bar.
That's like in I know you're an Irvine Welsh fan, same as me, like, but in I always remember that in porno.
Yeah,
there's a bit where like Bagby's just out of prison and he bumps into one of his mates and he's like, what are you up to nowadays? And he goes, I've just opened a Thai cafe in Leith. And he's like, what cunt in Leith's going to wear a tie to a cafe?
It's got one of the best lines of any novel where he goes like, I take the painkillers, the headache's gone away, but I can still kind of feel it. Like, he was, I know the feeling's there. And then it like 2 seconds later, you remember that he's been kicked in the head, and that's why he's always got the buzz of the headache. Like, Begbie.
I'll have to read that again. Like, I've read it 2 or 3 times, like, but it's such a good book.
It's got one of the good lines as well where Sick Boy's talking about getting a blowjob, and he says, if Jimmy Dyson could get half the suction power she had, he'd make a second fortune.
Jimmy Dyson?
Yeah, Jimmy. He shook the flag off City Hall coming up going, with Henry the Hoover.
Had to stand a bin to reach it.
So here, have you been speaking to Pedro?
Yes, I was going to address. So Pete, I decided to leave it a couple of days, and then I sent him one voice note, to be fair, and it was like 2 days after one. Right, what are we going to do about this podcast? I was walking home, and I was sort of walking back, and I went, he's going to crack up if he listens to this voice note. So I deleted it and resent a different voice note going, sorry, that first note didn't send properly. Just letting you know, whatever you need, I'll drop it down to the house. I'm here for you. And then he replied, and Saturday we started speaking, and he said like he was in better form Saturday. And then obviously, I'm not sure how bad it is now with a brace on. Like we were speaking earlier on.
Yeah. Do you think you'll get the cast off?
You got the cast off, and he's in a brace now. So I don't know. You've had a bad knee injury as well. Do you know how long that?
Yeah, so I was kneecapped by a distant branch of a tree, and then so as soon as I saw Pete's Instagram post with the full leg cast, the first thing I messaged him, just going, shit, nightmare about your knee, man. How long have you got to have that cast on? And he was like, oh, I don't know. And I was like, have you worked out how to take a shit yet?
Yeah, no.
He came back just going, honestly, he goes, it's fucking terrible. And when it happened to me, so I had the white cast like from my balls to my ankle, the same as him, for I think about 10 days, and then had to go back to the hospital. But you see, even fucking trying to get a taxi, you know, because you can't bend the leg at all. And the taxi driver's like, I can't take you. And I was like, why not? And he was like, oh, you can't get a seatbelt on properly.
So you just had to...
And then I was just like, right, fucking... basically had to twist my whole body around to get the seatbelt on, and then they put a lighter cast on that was much easy to move and all. But like the bathroom in my old house was tiny.
Yeah.
And see, with a straight leg, you were hitting the bath, right? And I like, for a couple of days, I was just like busting for shit, and I couldn't do it. And it was also the pain and the weight of the cast. And then eventually worked out that I had to sit sideways on the toilet.
Say legs up shitting, like fucking hold yourself up like that.
And that once I mastered it, you know, I was shitting 3 times a day just to make the most of it. I was that relieved.
And are you still shitting like that to this day?
Oh, I
Lift the legs up.
just recreational feces. I like just fucking love it.
I knew like we were at a comfortable level of mates whenever you came in and went, just on an absolutely rotten shit when you picked me up for a gig in Crumlin. You went, so am I farting in this car? And I was like, cheers.
Where did I pick you up?
It's where I going to the check-in. I'll go into Crumlin for where was it? Fiddler's Inn? No, not Fiddler's Inn. It closed down the bar. We were doing a gig in Crumlin. Yeah. I was like, that's a comfortable level of driving to a gig now. I was like far away in the car.
Oh, yeah.
I was just saying, no, I did say to Pete, it was like, have you like been just swelling away? Have you had like a swell in the house? And he was like, no, I've had like 3 Moretti. And I realised it's probably a nightmare, like if you're painting and then you want to get up for a piss as well. Yeah. Straight away, you're like,
well, I just avoided bars because I was just paranoid about someone smacking into me or something.
Yeah.
But
guys, want to talk to one of our sponsors, Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo, when I used to work on an off license, was my source of lunch, breakfast sometimes, and a lot of time dinner. I would go there flat out. The Southern fried chicken wrap used to, after a delivery shift, get me through to the edge of the end of my shift. It is value for money like I have never seen. Available in Belfast, available in Lurgan. It should be available on your doorstep when you use the new delivery app. Unbelievable stuff, guys. We've been really, really grateful to be sponsored by them. And see, to be honest, when I leave here tonight, I think there's a Southern fried chicken wrap with a curry chip on the side as well, coming right up.
Now I can remember, like, so it happened the week before Christmas to me. So I just tripped on the branch.
Is that literally what?
Yeah. So while I was dragging like 2 massive big branches towards the chipper that we have, and one of the wee side branches just caught beneath my feet. Like, my hands weren't free, so it was sort of stuck out my knee to break my fall. And like my full weight came down on it, and I think there might have been like a wee stone or something.
Yeah. Oh.
Just to cushion it. But
happy Christmas, Ian.
Like I had to like get into the back of the van to be driven home because I couldn't fucking bend the leg.
Did you know it was immediately broken, or were you like, I'm going to leave this a wee while?
Well, so this is the thing. This is why I felt incredibly hard, okay? 9 days before I went to a doctor about it.
You had Christmas?
I went back to work. I went back to work for a couple of days, and then it got so I sort of thought, right, overnight, the improvement in it, and then I was able to go up and down stairs, and I was like, this will be dead on because I'm going to have 2 weeks off over Christmas, and it'll be back to as good as gold. And then it got to the day after Boxing Day, and I was trying to get up off the sofa, and my brother-in-law was there, and he was waiting on an operation on his knee, and he was like, it's not a fucking good sign that I'm getting up quicker than you are. Went to the doctor, and she was like, right, can you push it this way? Can you do this? Can you do that? And I was like, I'm wasting her time here because you could do everything that she was asking. She goes, right, we'll send you up to get an x-ray just to be on the safe side. Again, arrived in the hospital, there was this wee kid sitting holding his arm crying, and they took me in.
Big bitch.
And I was able to do everything, and I was just like, oh, poor wee kid sitting waiting, and I'm just wasting their time. And then they got the x-ray, and then I was called in about 15 minutes later, and they were like, did you say this happened 9 days ago? And I was like, yeah. And they showed me the x-ray, and they're like, your kneecap's in pieces, like
fucking hell.
So I felt incredibly hard. 2 days later, I came down with the flu, and I was crying because I had a fucking sore throat. So I was just like, I'm indestructible. And then I was like, oh, my throat hurts.
All those bitch out Republicans walking about with their knees shut in, and you're walking about like, no more complaining, no more pensions.
I don't know what the garland's for. Like,
can I ask, did you be like, right, we'll wait till 2 days after Christmas to go back to work, and then we'll go to the hospital?
No, I just I was still going to be off work for about another 10 days. Yeah. But I just kept expecting it to get better. And then it was whenever like my brother-in-law said that, it was like, oh, maybe I should just go and get it checked out. Like
It's hanging off here, maybe. It's time to go, It's starting to go a bit green in the middle here, so I'm going to get it checked out.
But here, if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have done comedy, because I had 3 months off work.
And I just remember you saying, like, and people, did you just write, or did you?
Like, one of my mates was just, he had tickets for, it was called Further Ted in the Black Box. And it was some of the boys that were in Father Ted just doing their comedy.
Yeah.
Like, but after, like, we went for a couple of pints, and he was like, have you ever thought about doing comedy? And I was like, I sort of have thought about it, like. And then I was like, well, I've got 3 months to fuck about and
actually right,
do what I want. So
very good.
That's lethal, like.
It was my lucky break.
Yeah. You go back to that tree branch today and stroke it and be like, wait, you.
Well, I fired it in the chipper as soon as I was able to fucking get back on my feet. That was the thing as well. I was in agony. On the first thing, you're up looking. Did anyone see me do that?
Who fucking done that to you?
Have you ever had a bad injury yourself, Kieran?
I was playing football in Botanic and someone stood in my hand, like, and it was like, at the time we went and played poker after, and I remember thinking, like, they were like, just put the card down, you bitch. And I was trying to put it down and my hand was like fucking going like that there, and I couldn't put the card down. I remember going home and at one level of The Last of Us left to finish, and went, I'll go get this hand checked out after I beat the game. I couldn't like squeeze the trigger or anything. I was like trying to aim to shoot a boy and it was going everywhere.
That's the level of, that's when you know your hands broke. When you can't play the computer.
What I actually did, I went to St George's Market with my granny, and she was like, would you hold my shop? And I went, yeah, and she put it in that hand, and then that probably made it worse. It went like that, and
shit. Oh man.
Yeah. What about yourself, sir? Any bad injuries, football related, or?
Had a bad car accident years and years ago, like, you know, many years now, but there's 13 years ago. Was in a car accident, real bad smash. There was a few of us in the car, and I was the only one wearing a seatbelt, so I thought behind me was going to be carnage. No, everybody else got out, and I was like, fuck's sake. I was like, I'm fucking sore. So, like, we hit a tree dead on, right? But it was like, as the passenger seat, so the tree was like right in front of me, like, and I was like, fuck, I'm dead. So I can't even really move my legs here. And I was like, fuck it, I'll see. So I managed to get myself out of the car, climb up this big bank, and was like, fuck, I'm really sore here, like.
Yeah.
And so rang one of our friends to come and collect us, and I was like, the first thing in my head went, I'm salary paid, like, if I take a day off work, I'll still get paid, like. So I was like, drop me off at the hospital. So I got dropped off at the hospital, waited there for like 8 hours, and I was like, I'm really fucked, couldn't stand, couldn't sit, just was in loads of pain. And then one of my other friends down, he goes, Shaggy, have you put on weight? And I was like, why? He goes, I hadn't noticed, I'd started to swell out, right?
From the belly?
From the belly. And I was like, what the fuck? So finally got x-rayed, and like, I text my girlfriend going, in a fucking car accident here, I'm fine, don't worry about it, they're going to give me fucking painkillers here and go home. So I came back, and they said, next thing they just went, right, we need to get you strapped to a board. So I got strapped to a board. I had broke 4 bones in my in
your spine,
in my spine. Had tore every muscle in my leg, everything, and my spleen had ruptured, and my liver had severed a wee tiny bit. So that's what the swelling was. And I never forget, like, they were putting in like painkillers into my arm, and so they put the thing in like here, but the wee girl forgot to like cap it. So as soon as she put in, she walked away, the blood just came flying out of my arm, like.
Fucking hell.
So whenever my girlfriend landed like 2 seconds, she seen the blood everywhere.
Oh,
like,
man.
what's going on here? It was horrible. And,
that's the thing, it's the adrenaline.
the adrenaline, like I climbed up this, like, it was about like 7 foot, like, and I couldn't do it now, like, not a chance. But just the adrenaline just got me up, like.
I love the idea of I'm salary paid. We'll take a day off.
I'm fucking sore. I'm fucking sore. And like everybody else in the car, not as much as a bruise on them, like, as mangled, like.
Well, look at us.
So the lesson is, kids never wear a seatbelt.
me and Ian flexing here. Oh, we've had a kneecap, we've lost a hand, or a broken hand, and you're like,
4 bones in my back.
Well, I
car accident.
I was playing rugby once up in Coleraine Rugby Club, and like there was only about 5 or 10 minutes left of the game, and I remember like just getting back up to my feet, and my ankle was killing me. Right, I could just feel this fucking pain in my ankle, and I knew it was bleeding, and it was like, I'm just gonna pull down my sock to see how bad this is. And then as I looked down, my thumb was backwards, and the weird thing was, it was just like whatever way your brain and adrenaline and all, it was just like the minor injury was the one that was causing me concern, and I would like my thumb was just flopping about.
See, to be further
So it
relief.
dislocated it, broken it, and torn the ligaments. So it was like a cartoon. It was fucking backwards.
Fucking hell. Like.
I remember getting to the luckily the Causeway Hospital is about half a mile from Coleraine Rugby Club. Got up. I remember going into reception, and the woman was just looking at me, and she goes, "What can we do for you?" And I lifted my hand. She just went like that. And I'm like, it's not good.
Got any hand for me there? Like?
Not good when someone in A&E is doing that. Like,
Oh my days. Speaking of rugby, by the way, and after a lighthearted segue, have you been watching the Rugby World Cup?
I have, yeah. I've actually really been looking forward to it. Like, and I sat my ass all weekend and watched quite a bit of it.
I have a friend in my group, and he's quite a bit of a rugby snob. Like, he'll look down on other sports, that sort of like rugby fan, and he was like, he called football like a hooligan sport in our group chat, and he went, rugby is the gentleman's game. And like, that puts people off.
Oh, exactly.
That's
all
behaviour.
that shit. Like,
The only time I've ever watched the Rugby World Cup, I was in a stag do in Cardiff, and so it was 8 o'clock in the morning. I was dying, like I don't maybe like an hour and a half sleep, and I was walking around the main street of Cardiff, and outside there's what are they called, walkabout bars? No, they're like a string and chain.
Yeah.
I know you're just dying, and I was like, I was just going, right, go and get a coffee here, whatever. So, and I just seen this boy standing outside this bar with a pint, and he's like, I was like, that bar open? He's like, yeah, of course it is. Rugby World Cup's on. I was like, not a problem. Watching Japan and Scotland rugby, like me, not a clue, like not a clue. I was like,
As long as you can get an early morning pint.
yeah, it was great. So ever since then,
Rugby fan for life.
rugby fan for life, like yeah.
It is a thing, like where Ireland beat Romania, I think it was 80-8 or
something like that, yeah.
And that mate was like, oh, it just puts a bad name on rugby, like when teams are getting beaten that easy. It's not what you want, but the see plenty
man,
of.
you see fucking rugby wankers as well. Like, I used to have a season ticket at Ravenhill, and there's just so many dickheads about the place. Like, just I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean,
footballs, there's plenty there as well.
Exactly. Yeah, but just some of the chat coming from people, it's like, fuck up and just watch the game, will you?
You want to go to a local GA game to hear?
Is that the worst?
That is and it's like, it's the wee old dolls who like their grandson's playing and they are going mental.
I've seen that in rugby as well.
Proper, like here, slap him right in the head. It's proper violent, like it's mental. Like the stuff I've seen, and like I was at a game. My local team were playing another team close to me, so whatever, like derby, and the match only started like 5 minutes in, and I turned around and there was two old boys in the crowd just fighting away to the. I'm like, this is an amateur sport, like.
I know, yeah.
The match wasn't even dirty yet. Like it hadn't even like kicked off yet, but they're just two. And these boys were in their 60s, like wrestling through, like.
Fucking both their sons are probably best mates, and that's what it started over. Like.
You want to go to a local GA game, not like one of the big ones, a local one, like club level.
I know Sean McAlevey refed once, and he said he got once enough. He said he just got dogs abuse, and it was from his own mates and all. They were running up and screaming and stuff.
I
at him.
refed a rugby game once in Northumbria actually, and fucking nearly got into digs with one of the players.
Yeah,
it was so weird, like, because it was a league, and basically we were doing a warm up, and I fucking racked my shoulder like before the game, and then the referee running out onto the pitch, his hamstring went. So they were like
Thompson,
like,
you're up. Get a whistle.
Can you be the ref? And I was like, well, I suppose. But I had actually played for both teams during the season.
Yeah.
And there was just like, actually the guy that ran the league happened to be there watching, and afterwards he came up to me, he was like, have you done refereeing before? And I was like, no. And he goes, your positioning and everything, he goes, you should fucking get into being a referee.
Is there good money in it? Like,
but there was one guy from one of the teams who was like, do you even fucking know the rules of rugby? And I was like, I'm gonna fucking deck you in a minute.
Shove this whistle.
Referees get
a fucking red card up your hole.
I remember playing in an under 16 game, right? When it was obviously under 16, not the age I am now, but another 16 game, and like it was tough enough game. Whenever we get beat, and one of the boys of my team's dads, the ref came walking off, so goes, I'll fucking put a bomb under your car, you bastard. Like, it's honestly, it's like the worst level of football you can play in Ireland.
Is it because your kids are playing in it? There's some personal thing that you want to see. But because I went, my flatmate, his cousin played for Chesterfield, and he went, and they were all singing because he used to play for Chesterfield, and Ched Evans, he can sleep with my lass. Which is like, what the fuck? One of the wildest chants I've ever heard. Like,
yeah.
Or we all dream of a team with Terrell Forbes, who was like a player who played for Chesterfield.
That used to be.
Team of
I was the
Brings.
Liverpool fan, so I used to think we all live in a Robbie Fowler house because he owned so many rental properties in Liverpool. That's whenever you were saying there about the stag do, I was thinking, but I can't believe it's 16 years ago. But whenever the last Rugby World Cup was in France, it was my mate's stag do, and we were in Edinburgh, and they'd all come over from Belfast and got a flat like a quarter of a mile from my flat.
Oh, so, yeah.
But like, sort of watched the opening game on the Friday night, went out on the piss and various other things, and then like we're awake all night just sitting chatting and drinking in the flat, and everyone was talking about the rugby, but there was just this fucking one Scottish guy, Dougie, and Dougie I just remember he just kept saying over and over again, he was like, rugby's fucking push. Hey. That's where that joke came from. It was just years later, I can just remember him just going, rugby's fucking push. Hey. And then I just thought of that bit for my son. I was like, fucking perfect.
That's that delivery as well. It's just, you see your son as a Begbie character. Did you? How long do you live in Liverpool? Not Liverpool, in Newcastle for as well?
About 2 years.
Did you like the Geordies, or do you
dropped out of
uni? Yeah. Did we go to the same uni? From here?
Yeah.
I remember now from here, like, I didn't realise how head-cased the Geordies were when I was on like a double date, and my mate Dave was like, where are you? And I went, I'm not telling you because I know you're going to show up this double date. And he must have like tracked my location for like Instagram stories and showed up. And the girl I was on a date with, her friend brought a fella out, and he was wearing a top, and the brand was Knee Ice. And he goes to the fella, what's your name? And the fella went, Josh. He went, you're a nonce. And the fella went, what? You're a nonce? And the fella went, why am I a nonce? He goes, you're a nonce, but you're a Knee Ice nonce.
What the fuck? No, I love the Geordies.
He would like. I've never been in a place where like people can talk you into drinking as much. Where you'd be sitting in the bit, having on a pint, like they've got that warm voice, having on a pint, like
no,
that
man,
accent.
I love the accent.
It's like, how are you, man? And
I know, you just like, you can't get angry with a Geordie when they're talking to you in that accent. Like,
first time I went to his meet his parents and like his family. I sound like I'm going with him here. I arrived down, and he like I arrived to the bar, and with his dad went, right, nice to meet you. And his dad took a load of copper coins and put them in my pint and went, save the Queen, like, nick your pint. Like, I've just bought this.
What? Fucking nice, sweaty.
Yeah, lovely Geordie copper coins. Yeah.
I remember like being at the Frampton fight at Windsor Park. I got into the toilets, and like it was before the headline fight, and like you couldn't move in the bogs. There was just like a fucking train of people going up to the trough urinal, and then just constantly moving. And just remember like noticing the guy to my left at the urinal was just fucking dabbing a wee bit of ching or something. But he just all of a sudden I watched him, right, shake his cock away, put it away, and then take his fucking powder into his cock hand and go, do you want some? And I was
my days.
Very, very generous offer, sir, but I think I'll give it a pass.
Stick to the zeros.
Yeah.
Guys, I want to talk to you today about one of our sponsors, Prize Royale. Prize Royale are the newest way to win unbelievable gifts, from cash prizes to Pokemon cards. They've got it all, and you can sign up on Facebook or through your email account. And let me tell you one thing about Prize Royale. See, if you don't win first time around, you're not out of it. You can watch online on Facebook the live draws, and me and myself and the other podcast boys, as you might have heard us talk in recent podcast episodes, have been buying tickets online as well, trying to get in on the action. And let me tell you, even if I'm not winning, it's worth the buzz of watching that live draw, guys. Thank you very much. Enjoy today's episode. Talal then, sir.
Yes.
Man of mystery. Where are these accidents come from, by the way? I want to know.
Accidents?
Well, first off, I don't know. The main topic I wanted to bring up was you had your first MC experience.
Yes, I had my first MC experience in Prohibition Comedy Club in Armagh. It went better.
It was great. Really, really good stuff.
It went better than I thought. You know, I've never done MC before. I want to try and bring crowd work into my sort of comedy a bit. So yeah, it went.
It was great. I thought really good stuff.
Because it was a rowdy enough crowd. Like it was I thought the crowd was quite rowdy, but I done quite well at making sure they didn't speak whenever the acts were on, you know.
That's what you want as an MC, like a bit of chat. I was MCing the last time I MC'd. The audience just gave nothing. Like they just it was like, have you been here before? Nothing.
It's just pure silence.
What do you do with yourself, sir? Not much. It's just like fucking.
These guys were shining off like, and they were cheeky, but in a nice cheeky way. Like Justin got up and tried to sort of slabber on him, and Justin wore in a bar like that where it's sort of old boys don't wear anything too flamboyant, and he got up in a pair of checker trousers.
Oh, I saw the photo of that.
One of them goes, "Did you leave the house in your pajamas?"
You absolutely destroyed a boy in the corner. There was this like one guy sitting by himself.
Oh yeah, the boy, he tried to slabber it, but he's a ball boy. And I was like, "Right, Johnny Sins, calm down." It was like Johnny Sins, the really famous ball porn star.
It was fantastic. The only ball porn star I know.
Yeah,
but
big ENT.
But no, the MC I thought went relatively okay. I like the fact that you have a get out clause of going, if it's not. Do you think it's sort of fading up and go, he's ready for your next act?
Yeah, should have.
Could you have that sort of like ejector seat go?
But you don't want to do it at the wrong time.
Yeah, of course,
I was doing, I'll not mention the gig. It was a fun night, but the MC like did 10 minutes at the start. And then he just went, I feel like I'm down on my arse here, so I'm just going to bring on your first act. Seriously? Like, oh man.
I think if you address it, it's bad as well.
I think
exactly.
Yeah,
I actually think the MC is the most important person on a night, especially for like up and coming acts.
Yeah.
Like if you're a seasoned pro, like I think you can handle anything. But for the likes of myself, sort of up and coming, I like to know I have a good MC that I can feel as if that they'll have the crowd ready.
But it's good, like you boys that have been going for a couple of years are doing it, because there was not a fear, but it was never really
getting the same four guys
before like COVID. I can't remember. I think the first time I did it was, there used to be a Friday night at Accidental Comedy run by Paul Moan, Accidental Theatre.
It's a great
I just
venue.
asked them, I was like, is there any chance I could MC? Because I've never done it.
Yeah.
But people would build it up as if you needed some sort of magical skill set. Like, it's not really that much different from anything else.
I feel like looking at topics in the news that week, if you're really stuck, right, talk about, did you see this, or did you see, like, I know Barbie Oppenheimer, have you seen one of them and stuff, or are you watching the Rugby World Cup and then try and get a bit of something out of them, like? Yeah. And then also, like, but there was a boy in here last week, and he was doing his first ever gig, but he'd previously come to a show we'd done before and heckled. Right. And then he was doing his first gig, and he was sat in the front row writing his material out, and Sean was doing his set, and then midway through Sean's set, the boy opens a packet of bacon fries and just starts munching them really loudly. Oh, wow. And Sean was like, just eat louder. It's not a very, it's rare to be heckled by a packet of bacon fries.
Yeah, that would be the ultimate heckle for me, wouldn't it? Like, I would consider that like a active fucking terror. Like,
I was going to say,
war for me over bacon fries. What? Cuff off.
The disrespect on the name.
I know that. Yeah.
Put some respect on my name, boy.
Yeah. Oh, one, can't eat them. Two,
the smell of them is everything. I remember being in the green room, and not say who it was, but like they brought another actor brought a mate along, and the mate was eating a full Chinese, and this green room is tiny, and the mate was like, I could smell the Chinese curry sauce and all, and I was about to go on stage, and I was kind of going, and like almost dry heaving, and they're like, what's wrong? And I went, can you move the Chinese out of my face? And they stuck their fork into a chicken ball and stuck the chicken ball in my face. Went, are you scared of my balls? And I was like, I've never had a woman, but you're making it very hard here. You're making it
stuff like that. I would,
when a woman shoves her balls in your face, you've got to fucking hint the panic.
I don't want to be cancelled, but
where was this in Thailand? Gig in Thailand.
I was like, but no, don't want to be cancelled. I'll leave that one.
No.
But we'll go into some questions in the second half of the pod. So first off, Thomas asks, could you recommend a film or TV show you're watching at the minute?
I'll go Four Lands for a movie. It's quite an old one.
It's a classic.
It's one of my favourite movies ever. Absolutely love it. I can quote it word for word.
Rubber Dingy Rapids, bro.
Rubber Dingy Rapids, bro.
Excellent.
I would say BBC iPlayer, Fight the Power, How Hip Hop Changed the World, right? It's by Chuck D from Public Enemy, and it's not really, it is about hip hop, obviously, but it's more about American society, like from the sort of 70s up to the present day. Chuck D from Public Enemy is like one of the few celebrities that you can follow on social media and actually feel that he's fucking educating you. He's a very, very intelligent man. Like,
I seen them open for the Prodigy. And God love them, like there were about fucking 70 people in the crowd when they were opening. And they were, yeah, and they're like, raise your hand if you're against racism. And it was just all these boys wiped out, chewing the bake off themselves, going...
Was that in Belfast? Or?
yeah, in the SSE.
I saw them in...
like, ping, 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 ping.
I saw them in the Mandela Hall years ago, like, and most hip-hop live isn't great. Like, they were good, but no, he's a fucking... clever boy, Chuck D.
What's the worst rap concert you were ever at?
For busyness, and it's annoying because it was class, was Run the Jewels was so busy that I couldn't move, and some culty boy, Limelight, yeah, and I was really trying to get at the front, and some culty boy kept going, I'll give you a bump of coke if you go to the bar and get me a double vodka. It's like, no, it's a Wednesday night. A line, you can take it to the box, and I went, no, it's like 17. That or Action Bronson was pretty terrible in Benagazima. I went to see him.
I seen Kanye West in the SSE and it was the worst concert I've ever had.
Seriously?
Yeah.
When was that?
That's a few years ago now, but the best song of the night is when he didn't actually do anything. He just played Journey, Don't Stop Believing. Yeah,
had he lost the marbles yet?
Yeah, he just his mum had just passed away, so he was it was the start of his like decline, and I was like, he's gone off the rails, like. He was awful.
Man, I saw Snoop in... I was like within the last year at the SSE.
Oh yeah.
And my missus, I think she got it as a birthday present or a Christmas present, and she goes, I'm really surprised that you haven't mentioned this. And I specifically remember mentioning it and going, nah, not
for me.
Like, no, I love fucking some of Snoop's music, but I knew what it was going to be.
Yeah.
Just him fucking put your motherfucking heads in the air. And like, it's now Tommy McCarthy. I spotted him at it. He said it was like one of the best concerts he's ever been to because he loves Snoop that much.
Yeah.
But I saw Snoop at Tate in the Park years ago, and I knew it would just be the same shit. Like.
Yeah.
But the funniest one I was at was it's not really a concert; it was a DJ set. Grandmaster Flash, like the 80s DJ, and like he was fucking unbelievable. At one stage, he had like 4 turntables with 4 copies of Thriller by Michael, and I was like, how the fuck are you doing that? But he he would talk to the crowd every so often, and then I think it was a Sunday night in the Mandela Hall, like 2002 or something, and he's like, okay, Belfast, I want you to put your hands in the air, and we're gonna have a minute silent to remember Tupac and Biggie. And like, right, so he puts his hand out, stops all the music, and all you hear is fuck up. It was the most beautiful. And he was like, if I don't get a minute's silence, I'm gonna walk off the stage, right? And he fucking persisted, and people are like, yeah.
The worst thing he can do is
so he actually got really pissed off and stormed off, and then like he came back on, and he was like, right, I'm going to give you one more chance to do this. And then he tried again, and everyone was just fucking laughing and shouting and all. And then he was just like, oh, I'm just going to start doing Thriller.
Pay the tunes, lad. Just pay it.
It was just like... He was beaten into submission by a handful of people.
That's class.
I know Kendrick Lamar got proper melted when people kept going, ole, 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 ole.
Really?
Yeah, when he was down in Longitude. He was trying to talk about BLM or something, people were just going, ole, which is fucking hard, like.
Yeah.
But it's funny. That Snoop Dogg concert, by the way, I know that D12 played. And Saul, who runs Yo, went back and somehow ended up in their dressing room. And apparently,
I think I saw photos on it.
Yeah, apparently he freaked them out that much that they left him alone in their dressing room.
They're like, why is John Lennon here?
Yeah, they probably smoked and been like, what the fuck is this ghost of John Lennon?
That is mental.
Why are all the Beatles and one guy visiting us as a ghost? And he said like they're vegan now and stuff, and they'd ordered a load of vegan pizzas. Apparently they hadn't touched it, and he said he was walking over just working away at D12's pizza, and they were kind of like, who is this guy?
Like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's funny. Move on to one of the other questions from my Peter asked too, which is what's one food loads of people eat that you don't understand? So like for me it'd be like a sausage roll bap. Why the fuck do you want the driest? Two of the driest things in the world.
Crisp sandwiches, man.
Yeah.
Oh no,
like, why?
Don't disrespect crisp sandwiches, like that's that's the thing. Like, yeah, did you go up in the did you go up in a town or in like the countryside?
village sort of. I had the best of both worlds. Like,
See,
I could walk to the mace.
Oh,
but,
right, okay.
I was in the country.
I think the crisp sandwich is like a country thing. I think that's why we just love a good crisp
I don't know. Like, my
sandwich.
missus loves them, and it's just like, have a bag of crisps and have a sandwich.
Yeah, have a
You
cheese and ham
fucking
sandwich and a wee bag of crisps as well.
Yeah.
I do wanna suck the dick of whoever made soup and sandwich combo. That they are elite. Like,
Yeah.
whoever decided, right, you know what it is, I'm gonna put those two things together.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
Fucking fair play to them. Like,
I just don't get any sort of brand when people get like, ridiculously excited. Someone's telling you about Boojum and they've got a heart on. It's like,
yeah,
it's a fucking burrito place. Calm down. Like,
yeah.
Boojum is probably the one I'd be like. I've never had. I've had two, and they've both been just alright.
I'm the same.
Yeah,
I've had
people
two,
go
and they
mad
were
for them.
nice. Like,
Yeah.
but love pizza's great though.
Love pizza. Speaking of pizza, yeah. Well, it would be the only pizza place I would order from myself. Like,
Yeah, I tell you what, love pizza. Do something for us freaks who have high cholesterol.
yeah. Get the gluten free.
I don't know. Probably base free, cheese free.
Just go around the house and give you cash. Yeah. Yeah. You put a bit of Orego on that oxygen, please. Let me tell you about something I love, guys. I love pizza. And in particular, I love Pizza's 2 for Thursday deal. I love their new app. I love the fact that when I'm hungover, there is nowhere I would like to go. I want to smother myself in their garlic sauce, but unfortunately my mum would find that very weird if she came into my room and see me covered in garlic sauce. But I will drink it after I eat it. And let me tell you, I have no shame in doing that. It is unbelievable. Guys, get on it. Love pizza. See Domino's. See 4-star. 4-star in GTA. I'd be sending the police round to your place. Love pizza. Get on it. One of that oxygen, please. We also got asked, are people who don't like hot drinks tapped in the head?
Yes, 100%. Who doesn't like a hot cup of coffee? Like,
I love a hot cup of coffee. Start the morning.
Yeah.
Maybe anything more than 2 cups of coffee, but then I'd start to get anxious. I'd start to be all jittery and stuff. And
my morning routine before I leave the house: double espresso.
yeah,
Don't speak to me before I've had the double.
milk or just
No,
straight
not
down the hatchet.
straight down the hatch. If any of my two children are in any kind of danger at all, they're not getting tended to. I get my double.
Because I messaged
Special.
you yesterday, being like, "We good for the podcast?" And you went, "I'm not a morning person. Give me an hour." I was like, "Okay, no worries."
Yeah, I was like not a morning person, so then I go into work on the strongest black coffee I have to have, like, and that's it.
I very much enjoy seminal fluid, but
That is hot when it comes out. To be fair, it's quite
Anyone your cholesterol's high?
full of salt.
yeah, exactly.
Clip that.
So I
Local gardener.
yeah, I'm the same with coffee, man. You fucking have to have it. in the
Have to
morning.
have it. Yeah, I'm not a morning
Like,
person at all. Like.
There's been a couple of times in the last few years where I've realised that I forgot to have a cup of coffee in the morning, and I actually get a headache and all. I'm stressed
Yeah.
out about it.
Yeah, see what I think as well is with coffee is see the real shit coffee I'd have on work. That makes me appreciate like a lovely cup from a coffee shop after. But
Yeah,
like it makes me realise how nice you're actually getting if you go to like have you ever been to neighbourhood cafe?
Don't think so.
Right, up the street from Cheeky York, unbelievable coffee. Like definitely take it. Have you ever been to it? Neighbourhood?
no, but I'm definitely gonna go now because I
Yeah.
love coffee slash.
There we are then. Free coffee.
Yeah, I don't understand these freaks that put a slice of lemon in like a cup of hot water. It's like
Yeah, that is or
Just pass Sprite.
well, my sister-in-law's been staying with us, like she's just away back to New Zealand there on Sunday. But what she would do would get like apple juice from the fridge, pour it into a mug, and then top it up with hot water. And
my
it's
mum
like,
would do it with that blackcurrant diluted.
What?
So she would, yeah. She'd make hot diluted juice. And so I'm getting loads of honey as well. And my mum's one of those women who, like, you know, it's one of those, I'll cure anything, like flat coke will cure any disease, like flat coke will cure depression.
Oh, aye, yeah.
My OCD was bad, I couldn't leave the house. My mum was like, have you tried flat coke? She goes, we sip of that and you'll be ready to rock. And I'm like, I don't think I will.
Seminal fluid's good for it.
Daddy, that's more his suggestion, to be fair. Stephen, get on there and help him out. I come out ready to rock. Speaking of, the next question is: have you ever ate something you shouldn't have? Literally. My dad's. To be fair, I have my poor granny called around her house the other week, and I went and have a cup of coffee, and she came back. I was like, "Let me know if you need sugar in that." And I ate near like a spat all over a rug. She'd put like onion gravy in instead of coffee granules, and then filled it up with curded milk, and it was the saltiest, most rotten thing.
I remember one of my mates doing that as a prank to me, and I was nearly sick. But in terms of eating things you shouldn't, I remember like walking home from town one night to a mate's house, someone got up to about the bot, and there was a cheeseburger on top of a bin that was fully wrapped up. I just fucking opened it and I was like,
it's good as new, like.
Just ate it. That's lovely.
As long as it's wrapped up, I was fine. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Better than like on a waste. Waiting in the Stormzy played Limelight years ago. I remember a boy over in the queue for. Him and Donald Trump have a history of seminal fluids.
You're so beautiful, Stormzy.
Man like Donald. But like Donald Trump was leaving Limelight anyway, and he had this kebab, and he was going to throw it in the bin. I was like, "Here, boy, get that over. I'm still in the queue." So I had this boy's kebab while waiting in the queue, and better that than going to waste, as you say.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever eaten nothing. I've eaten
Bacon fresh in the boy front row.
I regret nothing. Yeah. Except when I'm walking upstairs. Then I regret everything about it. Then I regret everything about it.
Get a stair lift. No, it's 2023.
There's times where like I've ordered a takeaway, and then when it's arrived, I regret like, why the fuck did I order prawn toast, sticky ribs and stuff? Because it just takes over you. Like,
you know, Zinger, is it like Zinger from KFC? They mess with my stomach, something says, and it's so painful when it comes out of me. Yeah, so but it took me about 20 times to realise this doesn't agree with me. Like, so probably that
20th time the charm.
Yeah,
the worst thing. Did you ever remember there used to be a chili festival down at Custom House Square?
Yes, and there was was it just after the beer one or something? They were in conjunction with each other.
They had like a competition, and me and my mate put our names down for it, and thank fuck we didn't get called up, like, because there was people puking up and everything. But basically, they had like stalls selling all the chili sauces and like dried chilies and everything, and then we realised that it was set out as like this really long table, and we realised that they were increasing
the heat,
and my mate was just like, why are we fucking fannying about that? Let's just go to the other end. They were selling this paste. It looked a bit like black pesto, and it was called Satan shit, right? And I took like, honestly, like a crumb. Like, do you remember those Sweets Nerds?
Yeah, like a
about
nerd
that size, and put it on my tongue, and I just thought, this is fine. And then after about 30 seconds, it was like, oh fuck, oh. Right, and then for about 25 minutes it got worse.
Yeah.
Like, and like this was a tiny amount of it. And I remember bumping into my cousin who I hadn't seen in years, and I was like, I'd had one pint and I was slurring my speech. And she was like, fuck. She was talking about catching up to it. I said, it's not booze. It's
fuck Ian's gone downhill, man. Since that knee injury, he's gone downhill, man.
I would love to. I think I googled it a while ago, like, and I would be tempted to buy a jar just to fucking try it again, like. But
it's kind of like you'll do it once and it'll just stay in your cupboard forever.
See, I love spicy stuff, like Encana hot pepper sauce is just so good. Like,
is that the one with the owl on the front of it? Wee Mexican woman on the front of it?
I don't think so. They've changed the logo a few times, but this Satan shit is like, you could never actually enjoy it. Like, it's just there for a challenge.
You should get it, and then whenever Pete and Sean's back, just have them all take one bit each on the podcast.
See, Pete sweats enough as it is. Like, he just drain of all liquid in his body, which you know. But listen, I'm sure right now Pete is probably sitting at home watching this, thinking, "Bring it on!" He got nothing else to do.
Right.
He's just sitting in the gap eating a bit of Satan shit.
Did he have any paid gigs lined up that we can jump on?
Yes. Wait till after the recording, boys. I'll give you all the details.
That was actually like the first message I sent him. I was like, "Don't worry if you need any spots filled, don't worry, I'm there." Then realised, holy fuck, I bet you his head's absolutely melted because he's gonna be at home wrecked. But I actually wore all black to support Pete
in tribute.
In tribute to Pete. I actually had the white t-shirt done out, but forgot it.
I shaved my head. Solidarity.
I'm going to take a few Barneys after this podcast in solidarity.
Right, nice.
We've another question which says, are any of you into the NFL at all? I fucking love it. Go Bills.
I'm a Jets fan, and the Jets beat the Bills last night.
Did it?
So I wouldn't. I don't know much about it, but I sort of started getting into it during COVID because it was one of the sports that was still going.
Yeah.
But basically, I was in New York on holiday in 2008, saw a Jets t-shirt, and I really liked the colour and the colour.
The dark green, yeah.
Bought it, and that's why I'm a Jets
Since
fan.
then, you've been Jets Ultra?
Yeah, but I don't know much about it, in all honesty.
I can't really get into the NFL. I'm a massive basketball fan. Like I would stay up to like 2 in the morning to watch the
NBA and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I love the NBA.
I try and get in. I watch the Super Bowl because there's always sort of the hype around the Super Bowl. But see an average NFL match, like I couldn't stay up late to watch that. I feel like
watching the highlights, it's like cricket. Like if you watch cricket highlights and you sort of know what's going on.
See, I would tend to watch. I'm actually going to make more of an effort to get into this year because they have the NFL Red Zone.
Aye,
so it just shows
Sky Sports Mix.
Yeah, so like as a score happens, it shows it. So I'm just gonna watch that. So
aye, but then being a rugby fan as well, it's like confusing watching it. It's like, why the fuck is he doing that?
Yeah.
There's just a wee part of your brain. It's like, that's not allowed.
Johnny Sexton with the touchdown.
Exactly.
No, because there's some NFL, like American sports, I kind of think they've always looked slower paced and stuff and more
stop-start.
Yeah, and all full of advertisements and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think the basketball is one that if I had to sit down
here.
Yeah, no, like not good fashion Gaelic where you're just gonna get your head kicked in if you go watch your kids
or get a bomb under your car.
Yeah. Like basketball, like there's not ads after every sort of.
Yeah, there is, but it's not too bad. Like it's not as bad as like NFL, but because it can be quite fast paced. Whereas like NFL, as soon as the quarterback throws the ball or whatever, the play stops. There's an advert where you might get 3 or 4 minutes long of action in a basketball game until somebody calls a timeout. Like it's not too bad.
Time for a timeout, Chief.
Time for a timeout, Chief.
No, because I know like if. I was as Pete was saying, like he watched all the rugby and all while he's been off, and I think there's no better time like to probably catch up on every sport.
That's when I broke that thumb. It coincided with the start of the Rugby World Cup, and again, I could drive, I could do everything, but my job at the time was in the city hospital, and they basically took files off shelves and put them back, and I couldn't do the pen section. So I got like 6 weeks off during the Rugby World Cup, which was in Australia at that stage. So I just went to this bar, and like I knew that my fucking mate's alcoholic dad would always be there, and he was into rugby, so just fucking every day.
Drinking buddies then, yeah.
Thought it was great. That was the fucking best timing of
an injury.
Yeah.
It's very injury laden podcast this, but
yep. Did you call it injury time?
Is it? I know 2 guys who would love that.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, well, listen, we've done 50 minutes there on the thing. Anything you need to promote it all, by the way? Because before we set up the actual club, because I know you need to get on as well.
There's not much. I'm doing the Portside Inn next week. Friday, I think. I don't know.
You're really chuffed with the gig. Really excited.
I can never remember what gigs I've got coming up anymore.
Yeah, because I walked in, the first thing I asked you, well, have you got much on? You went, don't know. See, check the calendar.
What about yourself, sir? Anything to promote?
Here again, need to check my calendar. Just follow me on all social media platforms.
Yes, 100%. Well, I'm going to promote obviously RB Comedy Club every Tuesday. Come on down, sign up on the night, or else even just come down as a punter. It's been stacked the last 2 weeks, and we're hoping to keep it that way. It's been unreal. Even if you're considering doing stand up for the first time, both of these guys have been down to see it. Like Talal, you've seen some of the nights where it's been fucking insane.
Yeah, it's class.
And then apart from that, there Yo Magazine, no joke. By the time this comes out, the first birthday will be over, but the October lineup should be up, and it's being MC by none other than Mr. Ian Thompson. October 12th,
Shimon,
featuring James McKegney, Johnny Bowe, Heller Anderson, Rory McSwigan, and I'm definitely missing someone out, so apologies about that. And then finally, just
Brona Nickade, that's who you're missing out. I think she's on.
That's a very good lineup.
Yeah,
I'm excited about
fantastic
that.
lineup.
And then the final thing is Audacity Cafe are running. It's a very small, bring your own, it's always nice, gig over in East Belfast, and half the tickets are sold out already. So
they would have sold out if I hadn't turned it down.
I know this man turned it down. He had other things in mind, you know. Misses his birthday over
selfish bitch. Every year, fuck's sake.
Bring your own beer in a cafe. Hard to beat. But yes, guys, thank you very much. I want to give a big shout out to TALAL, JOMAR and Ian Thompson for filling in.
Anytime.
Absolutely unreal.
Absolutely.
And,
thank you for having me.
But who knows where we'll go from here with hosting. Hopefully we'll get Pete back ASAP. But for now, thank you very much, lads, and pleasure.
Peace out.
Bye bye.